The Disney Vibes Podcast, talking insider tips, tricks, and pixie dust. For the most magical place on Earth, here's Andrew and Heather.
Back and better, episode 78 of Disney Vibes, brought to you by Magical Destinations Travel. If you like us, our content or show, please show your support. Book your next vacation. BookMDTravel.com. Costs you absolutely nothing. And of course, please remember you can download the Disney Vibes podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. Provide feedback, rating as well. We greatly appreciate your support. Heather, how are we doing today?
Doing fantastic.
Fantastic? Phantasmical?
Oh my.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Alrighty. The warmer weather is hitting in the Northeast. A lot of news, as we know. The specials have come out with Disney, and people are really starting to book up for and take advantage of those specials. So please make sure you hit us up. You have a fun fact for me?
I do.
All right. Hit me with it.
The Beatles had roles in Disney movies. They were meant to be the voices of the vultures in The Jungle Book.
I didn't know that. That is a fun fact.
See?
The Beatles. A lot of people probably didn't know that.
Beatles
Iconic.
almost had roles.
Oh, almost. They didn't have roles. Oh,
Sorry.
all right. I was like, wow.
It's early. No. Well, so that, and then the other one that I thought was interesting, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End is estimated to be the most expensive film ever made.
Yeah, did it say a value amount?
No.
You know, I got to watch that one again. I don't remember that as much as The Curse of the Black Pearl, right? And what's the second one? Dead Man Rising? Anyways, I got to watch that one again and really get the kids into it as well. And piggybacking off of that, so carried away by their Snow White success way back when, the Disney animators blew a cool $25,000 on the 30-second opening of Pinocchio. Walt himself warned against such lavish working in the future, right? So the expense of, just for the opening of Pinocchio, $25,000. Now, you think about that. Right now, the big thing is with the box office bomb they're talking about with Snow White at a cool $250 million. Could you imagine if Walt was around to see that? Of how much? Now, that's the whole film. I get it, versus $25K for 30 seconds. And obviously inflation and the time value of money. But isn't that insane?
So we're talking about 25,000 then compared to 250,000?
No. So 25,000 just for the 30 seconds of Pinocchio, because Snow White, the original animated film, was such a success.
Right.
All right. So, and I'm comparing it in retrospect to how the new live action Snow White film costs at $250 million
sorry.
$250 million.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yes.
Pretty insane, right?
Indeed.
Alrighty. So, a little news that came out. Here's what's happening as we kick off this week's episode. This, I read, was the most interesting fact, and it's kind of going in conjunction with all of the specials that we announced on last week's episode. Both Disney World water parks to open starting May 21st. So,
wow.
Cool Kid Summer at Walt Disney World is about to get even cooler in honor of the 30th anniversary of Blizzard Beach, which just happened on April Fool's. That is no joke. They'd like to seize the day and announce the Blizzard Beach water park will also be open for guests this summer, in addition to Typhoon Lagoon. For the first time since 2019, 6 years strong, Disney World will have all 6 parks, all 4 theme parks and 2 water parks, open at the same time. From May 21st through September 7th, Disney World guests can enjoy the tropical shipwreck oasis of Typhoon Lagoon and the frosty fun of Blizzard Beach Water Park. Before the summer fun can begin, just letting you know, Blizzard Beach will need a little melt-away time and will be closed between May 1st and May 20th. As they count down to school being out for all these cool kids and summer officially beginning, all the extra water slides, lazy rivers, and splashy activities join the already incredible lineup of special deals, new shows, and limited-time activities and entertainment coming to Disney World this summer. Now, the reason why, I think 2 things. First, 2025, all resort guests can enjoy free water park access on an arrival day. So, because you can do that, you're able to start with water park admission on your arrival day this summer. Starting May 21st, you can choose either one, Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon. Can't go back and forth. Okay. And make sure, which is going to get into my next story, you can make a splash under the stars if nighttime water park fun is more your vibe. H2O Glow After Hours at Typhoon Lagoon will be the party for you. There'll be select nights between May 23rd and September 13th. That Typhoon Lagoon turns into an illuminated dance party full of splashy fun, complimentary snacks, and beloved Toy Story pals. Nighttime fun also means you can beat the heat and enjoy shorter wait times compared to the daylight hours. H2O Glow in 2025 has some special deals for young families, including kids tickets for only $42.50, which is half the price of the $85 adult ticket this year. And, of course, pass holders and DVC members, you can also get a discount. So, two things. The reason why that I've been reading that that both water parks will be open at the same time is they finally have enough staffing to cover it, because they haven't had enough staffing, to cover both water parks at the same time. And just perhaps this whole promotion where you get to go for free on the day of your arrival can also help push that the capacity which is needed.
Mm-hmm. Right. That would be my original thought.
So that, and it just kind of goes in conjunction with the deals, as I previously mentioned. Now, the other thing is they also, with Typhoon Lagoon, so with the H2O Glow party, it's not really for little kids. I think you got to be at least 9.
Well, okay, hold on. Clarify,
for the nighttime.
Right.
I think it's more. It's just more special. I mean, the kids, the little kids are tired.
Right. So you got to be older and clearly know how to
the
swim.
Yeah, but I mean, $42.50 for kids tickets, right, is a steal. Because special event tickets are usually much more money.
Right.
So that is the big news that is coming out of Disney this week. And the dates have actually been announced for H2O Glow After Hours. They're going to go on sale now, pretty much, with the new kids ticket price. You can get to party with Rex himself at H2O Glow After Hours at Typhoon Lagoon. The Party Source Rex himself will be the quintessential party host each night for it. So, and just remember, so the way this works is it is a separate ticket event. It is the most colorful glow-in-the-dark style party around, and there are amazing complimentary snacks, Mickey bars, popcorn, and select beverages. Now, how much you're going to eat and go on, the water slides itself, that could be interesting itself. I don't know if that all mixes very well, but
oh wow, there's a loaded baked potato.
Yeah, so the actual story press release is how to glow up this summer at H2O Glow After Hours. You can radiate with excitement through the night, whether glowing with the flow on Castaway Creek or daring to drop 5 stories, after like 3 Mickey bars probably, on Humunga Cowabunga. Plus, the after-hours timer means guests can avoid potential searing midday summer heat. The best part is the wait times will be shorter compared to visiting Typhoon Lagoon during the regular daylight hours. Guests can enjoy all of the park's iconic attractions, especially the Typhoon Lagoon Surf Pool, North America's largest wave pool. Now, as we are talking about delightful food and drinks at H2O Glow, there'll be more scrumptious bites. 2 favorite new food offerings are the chicken and Mickey-shaped waffle sliders, which will be available at the Leaning Palms, and the Glow-Versailles loaded baked potato that Heather just mentioned at Typhoon Tilly's. Full list of food will be out in the coming weeks. So, and of course, they do have the DJ dance party as well that goes on during this event. So again, $42.50 if you are looking for something different to do during the evening. Definitely, you can join the fun and experience Typhoon Lagoon in a whole new light.
Right, and this is separate than being able just to go the day that you arrive.
Right, this is a separate ticket event. Yep, you got to buy. It's a special event. So adults are about $85. The hours themselves, they didn't say, but I want to say it's like 7 o'clock. They'll announce that soon. Mm-hmm. It's probably like 7 to 10. I think, give or take. So
okay,
yeah, if you're into it, you want to do H2O Glow. People like those events. Try it out.
Yeah.
So a couple things that I've been seeing trending. So we know that there's a new park opening down the street very soon. And Disney is starting to really make changes, trying to adapt. obviously, their big announcements with not new parks, but with new attractions with Beyond Big Thunder that we talked about with Cars Land and Monsters Inc. and Villains Lair and all those things. They're far off right now. I mean, they're working probably rapidly, but they're still far off. So what Disney now has done is they've confirmed 2 new early entry changes. So just remember, these are big changes that could change your morning strategy if you do decide to rope drop. So if you are staying at a Disney World hotel, you already know early entry is a huge perk, lets you in parks 30 minutes before everyone else. Got to be staying on site. But now Magic Kingdom has changed things up in a way that could get you an even bigger advantage. And there's an extra dose of Disney magic during the entry. And so this is what they've done. And if you plan your morning right, you could get a serious head start on the crowd. So now you can get in line for select rides before you open. So before, early entry guests could only access Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, right? Meaning you were limited to those attractions in those areas. Remember, it was like you had to go either
left or right.
Actually, they always right. You always went right because Fantasyland was you always went to the back,
Seven Dwarfs,
or
really?
You would try to go down towards Space Mountain to the right in Tomorrowland. So you were limited to all those rides. But now there's a big change. Guests with early entry can get in line for rides in Frontierland. So Tiana's, Big Thunder Mountain's closed right now. Pirates, Liberty Square, so Haunted Mansion if you want to, and Adventureland before they even open. So here's what this is pretty much means. So if early entry begins at 8:30, the park officially opens at 9. Now remember, that can be subject to change. So if the park opens at 8:30, early entry starts at 8. So be sure to check every day through your app. If you're staying at the Disney Hotel, you get in line for that select rides in those additional lands before they actually open. One of the biggest ways this changes things, you can get in line early for Tron Light Cycle Run, which is in Tomorrowland, but not included in early entry. So it won't start, but you can get in line, right? So now guests can line up for Tron early, store your items in your lockers by 8:45, and be ready to ride when it opens up at 9 a.m. sharp. Way to save money too, because then you don't have to do the single lane lightning pass.
Okay.
That's key. And I think at some point, not everybody knows this yet until they listen, right? It'll probably alleviate some of the crowds, because if people don't know this strategy, you're going to still rush to go to Seven Dwarfs.
Right.
So ideally, if you are on Tron by 9, then you can hit up Seven Dwarfs pretty quickly. So this also affects non-resort guests, those who are staying off Disney property, who will now find that the rope drop lines for these rides are already long before they even step foot in the park, because typically they're like, oh, I'm just going to go rope drop Tron. And along with those who are staying on site or off site, it doesn't matter. But you can now wait in line, which I get it. You're like, well, I'm not really getting enough time saved getting on a ride before, during early entry. However, you're saving time because you don't have to wait as long on a line as for Tron, for example. So if you're staying in a Disney hotel, you now have more options to plan your morning strategy. If you're not staying at a Disney hotel, you're going to want to rethink that rope drop plan, because some of those rides may already have a long wait by the time you're allowed in and get through Main Street. Now, the other thing is character meet and greets are now an early entry perk. So if you're all about meeting Disney characters, the next change is massive for you. For the limited time right now, we don't know. I'm sure it's a testing trial period. There are select character meet and greets that will be available during early entry, meaning you can meet some of your favorite Disney pals before the park officially opens. So this is what we know so far. Early morning character meet and greets will be available from May 27th through September 1st. Shocking, that's the same time as what, Heather? All the deals. You look at me like you're like, huh? What is he talking about? Disney hasn't announced exactly which characters will be available, but it's an exciting new way to get in some extra magic without sacrificing ride time later in the day. So this could be a game changer for families with little ones who might not be able to wait in those long lines later in the day, specifically for Mickey, right? So with these changes, your rope drop plan might need a bit of tweaking, and here's kind of what we would recommend. If you are staying at a Disney hotel, Tron could be a great first choice. If you're eligible for early entry, getting in line before the park opens could save you a lot of time. Plan around the new lands opening up for early entry. If you've already done Fantasyland and Tomorrowland attractions before, getting a head start on rides in Frontierland, Liberty Square, and Adventureland could be a game changer. And then, of course, consider adding a character meet and greet to your morning. If you've got kids who love characters, knocking out a meet and greet early could free up more time for rides later in the day. Now, if you are off-premise, off-site, avoid Tron for rope drop because the resort guests will already have a head start, so it may not be the best use of your time, let's be honest. Head to Frontierland, Adventureland, or Liberty Square. And since those attractions are not open for early entry, they could be your best bet for hitting a ride with a lower weight. So specifically Haunted Mansion, Tiana's, if you want to, if it's a really hot, muggy morning, you may want to go on Tiana's right away. And then consider, like I was saying, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, because while resort guests will already be in line, it may still be a better option than competing with the already long Tron line. So, and that Seven Dwarfs line, I mean, we've done it. It packs up quickly. The line moves, what was it, like 45 minutes?
Yeah.
It says longer, but it goes quick. Like,
it wraps around quickly.
So early entry is still one of the best perks of staying at a Disney hotel, and these two new changes will make it even better. So they're trying to ensure that their guests that are staying on property have a little bit of an advantage with the ability to line up for rides before they open, and the addition of the character meet and greets. The morning strategy might look a little different on your next trip, specifically to Magic Kingdom. Now, it'll be interesting to see what they do or how they change things at the other parks. So any other thoughts on that, Heather?
No, I just think that last line that you said that this is an added perk, ideally.
Right.
I mean, you're not paying more for it than basic, just staying at a resort and your ticket. So take advantage of it.
Yeah. It's going to be a game changer, and we're going to try it out.
Okay, let's do it.
We're staying on site. So let's see, by then maybe the word will get out. We're going in mid-August, which I'll get to why that's, a great time coming up. But it's going to be interesting to see how that all goes. Now, the other thing is I saw, and then I didn't put this in our show notes meeting stuff, they are now trying again, Disney, the direct to the airport luggage drop.
Well, yeah, it's
well,
we're past that.
We're
now.
seasoned now,
I
and
know.
we do our
We can figure it
carry-ons,
out.
and we do laundry, so it's different. But it's only right now at Pop Century, and it's only with Southwest Airlines.
Really, I didn't know.
Excuse me. Yeah. So it's like trying again. So I'm wondering, are they going to bring it back? And if they bring that back, are they going to bring back the Magical Express?
I was just going to say, are you talking about just full on Magical Express?
No, just luggage. So like they transport your luggage from your airport to the from your hotel. To the airport.
Sure.
Right, and they give you the time. You got to get your luggage there and everything like that. They tag it and everything. So could save you time at the gate. Essentially, especially if you're, checking bags.
Well, if you're a younger family too, you have less hands or you have more free hands.
Right.
So I get it.
I mean, you have a stroller. So it's going to be interesting to see. I saw that. That just started about a week or two ago.
Wow. Okay.
Again, limited with Southwest Airlines and only at those guests who are staying at Pop Century. I guess they're trying to see value, taking advantage of it, etc. But they got to publicize that in that regard. So. All right, next thing I want to talk about is when to visit in summer. And specifically, the best weeks to visit Disney World in summer 2025. We know the park down the street is going to be extremely busy, probably for the next 18 months at least.
Sure.
There's a lot of limitations with Epic Universe opening, but summer is often not a favorite time for people to visit Walt Disney World, but it's a necessity for those with kids, right? In that regard. So let's talk about what people are thinking as far as, surveys and what has come out with the few weeks that kind of works as the best time to visit Walt Disney World. And the reason why is it is a reality that families can visit either during school breaks and, so Christmas, spring break. I mean, I know spring breaks can vary, but just in general, they're limited based on their time because
it's more
unless you're pulling your kids
congested
out of school.
as well.
You know.
Right.
So, all right. So here are a few weeks that are very, very good for visiting Walt Disney World. Now, this really is good for different. So June 1st through the 7th is 1 week, August 3rd through the 9th, and August 10th through the 16th. The August 10th through the 16th, I think, is the key. These are all good options, and we're going to talk about them. So talking about crowds, there isn't a tremendous amount of variance in summer crowds to the extent there has been over the last few years. It hasn't been consistent. So there are a variety of factors in explaining anomalies from spikes in, gas and weather and blockout dates and everything like that. So typically the weeks around 4th of July were the peaks, right, with crowds steadily building to that and declining after. But that hasn't been the case in each of the last couple of years. Independence Day holiday, I remember we saw, was the slowest stretches of summer. I'm not going to bet on that to repeat, right? But in general, the end of June and the 4th of July are really busy. So
We were there one year for 4th of July, and the park was at capacity, I remember.
right, sold out, correct.
Right.
So if you can travel, and depending upon where your kids go to school, before the summer crowds start building, or obviously after the last hurrah, families don't normally go on vacation the week after their kids get out of school or the week before they go back. Those are kind of the best best shape, and those are the reason why we recommend them. But the reason why we like August 10th-ish is because all Florida go back. All Florida schools go back into session, actually right before that. So that is the key. So they get out, I think, in like early June. Right?
Early June or right.
So right around that June 8th time. And then they go back like August 8th, let's say, is typically. It is a very predictable drop and decline in the amount of people that go during the week of August 10th through the 16th. But we don't, and depending on where you live, well, that may be a potential problem if your kids go back to school that week. The West goes back early, right? And the South. But for us in the Northeast, we don't have that problem. So the August 10th through the 16th would be ideal. Now, Walt Disney has gotten better at attendance projections, and they don't extend hours nearly as early as they used to, pre-pandemic. But maybe Magic Kingdom will stay open until 11 p.m. one week. Maybe there'll be more performances of Starlight. We don't know, But those are kind of the weeks. So I know everybody's like, August, it's hot, right? But there are also a couple things besides the crowds that really are key for those August dates. You can also get Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in.
I was just going to say, that's always happening when we're there. And you said something before. I was going to say that.
You forgot.
Yeah.
It'll come back
but
to you.
just because it's another event.
It's another event.
Right.
Now, we don't know the dates yet. They have not been, released. They will probably be released this month, April. But if I had to guess, it would be Friday, August 8th. They always kick it off on a Friday. So I'm feeling it'll be Friday, August 8th. As a family, you don't want to go to kickoff night because it's always packed, right? And if you're going the week of August 10th through the 19th, guess what? You will have probably 2 to 3 dates that you could choose from with the party, Not So Scary Halloween Party happening that week. So, but going off past precedents, it would be that Friday. So, and typically when they kick it off, the week only has one Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and the following week we'll have 2, maybe 3. I mean,
Right,
but
they increase
typically
as
2.
you get closer to the holiday.
They do, and prices go up, right? So everything like that. So the only thing that's kind of, I guess, in a perfect world missing, for that week, and it depends, is they moved Food and Wine back.
Yeah.
That would be the only thing. Otherwise, you have, less crowds. Everybody's back. You can get the Halloween party in and Food and Wine at Epcot all in mid-August. Yeah. So, again, that could change. But they just made that change last year. So I highly doubt they'll be keeping it. Right. It won't start until after the Labor Day holiday, if I had to guess. So, but, hopefully we'll be able to see Disney's, the debut of Starlight Night Parade Especially after the initial demand has died down a little bit, so it'll be a lot easier to see, I would say. So that is what I would say. Hopefully, Test Track 3.0 will be open, right? I mean, it says late summer, but that could be July. Like, what's classified as summer when it comes to crowd season. So, but again, I don't know that for sure either. So, any other thoughts?
Well, just to add to that, I remember one year we went and we were at the popcorn line, actually. I think it was Magic. It was Animal Kingdom. And I think you asked, like, have you seen a difference in attendance, or just maybe even talking about school in session in Florida? And the guy who was working said, no, it is drastically, like, I don't want to say slower, but not as busy because schools are back in session. So that you definitely, people who work there can feel it and see it as well.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. So not only is it, so Disney, obviously their analytics department does all of the analyzing of crowd trends and busy times of the parks and this and that. And that's how the specials come out, wrapped around certain weeks and this and that. And they're not going to just say, well, the Disney dining deal that you can get is only for these 3 weeks that we just mentioned. It's they put a, they kind of put a shoulder season, with it. The thing that I would say is they're also the cheapest of the summer at Walt Disney World, right? So, the June one is just because the weather is a little bit cooler probably compared to August. It gets hotter. And crowd-wise, when you look at all the factors combined. But they are the cheapest. And what I mean is not necessarily, it could be hotel rooms. They have so many deals right now. However, the daily rate of tickets of when you get to choose your start date of tickets, you will see they are typically lower, not by a lot, but they are lower than, let's say, July.
Right.
That's it. The resorts are pretty much the same from, Memorial Day, through early August with a big spike around 4th of July and, in June. But August will definitely be cheaper because the schools are back in session. And, with regards to families, that is going to be a key, especially if you can attend then. I know people are like, I want to get, I want to get there early and get home for summer, but they are going to be cheaper. So you'll have more options for discounts, specifically for August. The free dining is still available. It is not available anymore for the June dates. So that's going to be key. But that's what I would say for summer 2025. Again, this is going to have ebbs and flows, and it's going to shift, right, in general. If you want to go like the week after Labor Day or the second week of September, well, that's money in the bank right there because everybody's back in school. So,
sure.
And I believe Food and Wine, we will get the actual dates. That would be happening around that time. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I had another thing to do, but we can push that to next week's episode. I wanted to talk about groceries. When we talk about saving money in general, grocery deliveries become a huge thing, whether it's Instacart and Whole Foods and everything like that, and give some ideas and plans for that. And we'll wrap that into some kind of restaurant reviews.
Maybe the Food and Wine will have its menu out by then. Or
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Who knows? All right. So
hold on. I just wanted to say really quick, in case we have any new listeners, the reason why we go in the end of in August is because we're both teachers. So we have our summer break there. So, we don't necessarily have the ability to take off during, the school year.
Correct.
So anyways, but
frowned upon.
If you were to find us on our website at bookmdtravel.com, you can ask all your questions there. You can visit us on our socials at Magical Destination Travel Co. Thank you. My computer died, friends.
I was wondering why you shared your computer. I was like, she's ticked off. She doesn't want to talk about this.
No way. No, it just died. And on X, Magical Des Trav.
Right. YouTube would be at Disney Vibes, Magical Destination Travel Company. You can find us on there. Mm-hmm. Please hit us up on the socials. And till next week, let the vacation vibes flow.
Find Disney Vibes for all your vacation needs on the web at bookmdtravel.com.